We're going to look at something a little different today that Tyler and I spoke about last night. I do have the fan going, so if it gets a little noisy, that's kind of what's going on. But this is your intake manifold off of any typical 350, 305 VORTEC engine. This is the one that's out of the black pickup. And we're going to do something that's unusual for an intake manifold, or at least ways intake manifolds of the past. We're going to take out a bunch of these 10 millimeter bolts, and this intake is going to split in half. And the reason we're going to do that is underneath is the injection system, which currently we have a throttle body, and then run into each port along the intake we have a line, and then a plastic poppit valve. And we're going to change that out to a true multi-port fuel injection. So first thing we're going to do is start taking some bolts out and get this thing apart. Alright, we got the top half of the intake loose, and it might be stuck a little bit. And if you intend to reuse this top half of the intake, be careful you start prying on it. It is made of plastic and it can break. So otherwise, I've already broke it loose, so it should just lift right off of here. That's what the underneath side looks like, not much of anything. We'll set it down. And here we are with our nice little poppit valves here. See if I can get some of these out. And this is all they are. Not much to it. It's just it's not even really a valve, any type of an electronic valve. It's just a little one-way valve, and it squirts fuel through and lets it go into the combustion chamber. So again, we're going to change that out with the true multi-port system, and hopefully we'll get a little better performance. Okay, so we got the old injection system here completely loose. This little diaphragm here on the end, that's your fuel pressure regulator. These are concealed, which kind of makes them a bit of a brat to change if you have to. But anyway, no big deal. Here's our new system here. We got the plastic nozzle, and then right underneath we got the injector itself. And we actually got wires that actually run up to the injector. And you compare that to these, no injector, no wires, just a plastic nozzle. And we also got a new bracket to go in here. It's recommended that it gets changed. It's a no-wear product. I don't know why they recommend it, but nonetheless, we got one. So we're going to go ahead and take this bolt out, change this bracket, take this new injection system, and snap it right in and start putting it back together. So one thing I want to make a note of, I got the piece off here. We'll get ready to put the new one on, but sometimes you got to wonder how things happen. You know, this intake should be completely sealed all the way around, and yet somehow there's a mouse in here. I don't know how he got in here, but you know, we'll get rid of him, so you can be thinking about that for a while. Okay, so we're starting to put in the new injectors. You can see we've got the new bracket. This is snapped down in here. These are pretty well self-explanatory. It'll come with a piece of paper telling you, 8, 6. Well, don't get me on the firing order just yet. But as you look at these nozzles, they got little catches around this edge here. Make sure you insert those until they snap in. And it's going to be a snap that's going to be hard to feel, but you can give it a little tug as well. Slide it in, give it a little bit of a push, and then give it a little bit of a tug. It should not come out. Make sure you position the injector wire so that they're not going to hit anything later whenever you decide to put the intake back on. So, just like that one, I was putting it on wrong. There we go. Push. Alright, just like so. So I'll finish these up, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're getting close. What we're doing, we're ready to put the intake back together, but instead of going back with what we had, we got a new intake. Got this right along with the multi-port fuel injection system from summit.com. It's not necessary, but it is cheap insurance, just in case the other has a crack that you don't see, or some other defect, crack, warpage, whatever the case may be. Cheap enough, doesn't hurt to change it. Now we're going to put this one on and put it back together just the way that it was. And once I clean the rest of it up, it's ready to install on the engine. Thought you'd enjoy, so let me know what you think.